Are you ready to leave the ordinary world behind and step into a land that feels almost unreal? A place where nature dominates every aspect of life, where humans are only guests in an endless kingdom of ice. This is a country whose story stretches from Viking explorers to ancient Asian tribes, shaped by isolation, cold, and survival. Welcome to Greenland, a land that challenges everything you think you know about living on Earth. Greenland is the largest island in the world that is not considered a continent. It covers more than 2.1 million square kilometers, yet only around 56,000 people live here. In many regions, there are more polar bears than humans. Vast frozen landscapes stretch endlessly, broken only by small coastal settlements clinging to survival at the edge of the Arctic Ocean. Cold is not just a climate in Greenland, it is a way of life. Temperatures regularly fall below -30 degrees Celsius. The wind cuts through exposed skin like a blade, and a single mistake outdoors can be fatal. Every building, every habit, and every tradition in Greenland exists for one reason: survival. Almost no agriculture is possible here. The soil remains frozen for most of the year, making farming nearly impossible. As a result, nearly all food, including fruits, vegetables, and basic necessities, must be shipped from Denmark. If supply ships fail to arrive on time, shortages and hunger can spread quickly across towns and villages. Greenland is not an independent country. It is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. While Greenland manages its internal affairs, Denmark remains responsible for defense, healthcare, infrastructure, and financial support. The Danish monarch is still officially recognized, making Greenland one of the last territories in the world tied to a modern kingdom. From a distance, Greenlandic houses appear colorful and almost cheerful. In reality, their design is purely functional. Bright colors improve visibility during snowstorms, while simple structures help retain heat. There is no private land ownership in Greenland. Even if you build a home, the land beneath it belongs to the state. Nature always comes before ownership. Survival in Greenland has never been an individual effort. For centuries, communities have depended on cooperation. Hunting, food preparation, clothing production, and shelter maintenance are shared responsibilities. In such extreme conditions, independence is a luxury few can afford. This reality explains one of Greenland's most misunderstood social practices. In rare cases, multiple adults may share responsibilities within a single household. These arrangements are not based on romance or desire, but necessity. When survival depends on efficiency, social norms adapt. The Inuit worldview is deeply connected to nature. Animals are not seen merely as food, but as partners in survival. Every hunt begins with respect, and every kill carries responsibility. Waste is considered a moral failure because taking more than needed threatens balance. Before modern technology, Inuit survival relied on remarkable ingenuity. Shelters were built from ice, clothing from animal fur, and tools from bone and stone. Many of these techniques are still preserved today, not as folklore, but as practical knowledge passed from generation to generation. The arrival of European powers changed Greenland forever. Danish rule introduced modern systems, but also cultural disruption. Traditional Inuit lifestyles were suppressed, native languages were discouraged, and dependence on external systems increased year by year. One of the darkest chapters in Greenland's modern history remained hidden for decades. Thousands of Inuit women were unknowingly subjected to forced birth control procedures. Doctors sent from Denmark systematically reduced birth rates under the guise of medical care. When these practices were finally revealed, global outrage followed. Investigations showed that entire generations were affected. Trust between the Inuit population and Danish authorities was deeply damaged, leaving psychological scars that remain today. Isolation has shaped Greenland's social struggles. Long periods of darkness, sometimes lasting months, take a terrible toll on mental health. With limited entertainment and few opportunities, alcohol became an escape. Over time, addiction spread through communities, amplifying violence and despair. In some towns, temporary alcohol bans are still enforced during crisis periods. Police reports reveal alarming levels of domestic violence and suicide. Greenland consistently ranks among the highest countries in the world for suicide per capita, a painful contrast to its peaceful landscapes. Despite these challenges, the Inuit people are known for their warmth and hospitality. Rock music is surprisingly popular, and younger generations are more educated than ever before. As Danish citizens, many Greenlanders study in Denmark with full financial support from the state. Infrastructure, however, remains fragile. The frozen, rocky ground make construction difficult. Internet connections rely on satellites, making them slow and expensive. Some towns still lack proper waste management systems, and communication failures are common. Greenland's importance is not limited to culture or nature. Beneath its ice lies one of the world's most strategic military regions. During World War II, the United States established air bases in Greenland to counter Nazi Germany. These bases never truly disappeared, they evolved. One of the most secretive projects was known as Project Iceworm. In 1958, with Denmark's permission, the United States built an underground complex beneath the ice. Officially, it was a scientific research station. In reality, it was designed to store nuclear missiles aimed at the Soviet Union. The hidden base included power plants, hospitals, offices, and tunnels stretching for hundreds of kilometers. A nuclear reactor provided heat and electricity. Soldiers lived beneath the ice, unaware that the glaciers above them were slowly shifting. When Denmark realized the true purpose of the project, it was shut down in 1968 and abandoned beneath the ice. Today, scientists fear that as Greenland's glaciers melt, radioactive waste from the base could leak into the ocean, triggering an environmental disaster with global consequences. Greenland is a land of contradictions. Breathtaking beauty and unbearable hardship exist side by side. Silence is louder than noise, and survival defines culture. As climate change accelerates, Greenland's ice may disappear, and with it, a warning to the entire world. Whether you ever visit or not, remember this: Greenland is not just a place.